Hi and welcome back to another Tiny Tech video series video. Today I'm focusing on some great websites that could be useful for you if you're trying to do a number of different things with technology or with websites. The use of these will certainly depend on what you do in your classes or faculty professional life, but we'll take a look at these, and if they're useful, you might consider using them in your own world of professional life or teaching. And what I'll try to do here is on YouTube, I will do the time index so that you could just jump to each of these apps if you're interested in them. I'll just start at the top here. These are apps I discovered on my own, and I'm going to go to the first one, which is called Lunapic. And Lunapic allows you to edit a photo. So let's try this real quick. I can hit upload, and I think I have a headshot here I'm going to use to demo another website. And then what I could do is go on to the sidebar here and then go in and customize anything I want to customize. I could draw on the screen and so forth. Once I'm done with all that, I would just save it and then have my editing done for me. So if you don't have another tool out there like GIMP, which is a free version of Photoshop that you can download freely on the web, I do recommend something like Lunapic because I think it's a really quick and easy way to edit a photo here using just the internet. Now, if you want to do some PDF editing, this is a pretty good one. And again, I'm going to link all of these. So this one is called Saja, and this will allow you to upload a PDF file. And I think I have, let me just give me a second here to find these, somewhere on my desktop. I'm just going to choose an old article. Okay, and let's see what we can do here. This is an article from The Atlantic. And I don't know exactly what you can edit, but it looks like you can do quite a bit. Let's see if it'll let me edit one word. Just trying to select that, and let's see if I type test. Yeah, that's actually pretty powerful. So you can see I wouldn't want to do this in this case, but it'll actually let me go in and even change the title to something else. So if you're dealing with a PDF file that maybe has a lot of errors in it, or you want to customize it, it's an old lecture that you did and you don't have a full version of Adobe, and if you do need the full version of Adobe, I believe the college can provide that to you with a license. But this could be a really cool way to do this. Once you're done with that, you can save that to your computer. You can also go in and do annotation, you can do whiteouts, you can do signature. So this would be an easy way to add a signature to a document. If you're writing a recommendation letter for a student, you could add the signature, hit save, and it'll add it wherever you want it. So that's actually also pretty handy. Again, this is totally free to use. That's called Saja, saja.com. So check that one out. That might be the winner of all of these I'm showing you today. Let me show you another one. This is to take a PDF and to compress it into a small one. And this is from Adobe. I'll just have to do the entire link for you here on YouTube. And it's hopefully going to, it's going to ask me to select a file. So my purpose for this is to find a really big file. This is 2 megs. Let's see if I can find a big one here. This is 7.881 megs. So let me upload that. Let's say I want to share this in my class, but I don't want to have students downloading a giant file. This is maybe a better way to cut down the size of that file. And it's typically going to tell me which is the best one. So I'm just going to hit medium. And in this case, I don't know if the final version is going to be 7. It's not telling me. I think it'll tell me once it's done the file reduction. It doesn't take that long to do one file. And then as you can see, it converted almost 7 megs to 291K. That's almost a third of a meg. So very, very convenient if you want to save on some of that storage size, or for students who are using slow uploads with their internet or their computers, this is really going to be a time saver and a frustration saver for them. So once you're done with this, you can simply save this to your computer and then upload that small version. So small PDF is a really great feature here through Adobe. Okay, this is called Profile Pic Maker. I haven't tried this one out. We're trying it together here for the first time. And let's see here. I'm going to upload a photo. I happen to have a headshot to test this with. So I'm going to go to my desktop. Doing this all on my computer, again, if you did something like this on a phone, a lot of these maybe won't work as well. It's going to generate a profile picture, and this is typically one that is kind of circular and can be customized for using on a lot of the different social media sites. And you can see all the versions of it here. And I can choose mixed, I can create new, creative, professional. They're all different types of banners. I maybe don't love these. I don't like how it kind of cropped my head like this, but I think it was taking the background off. But if I like that, I can go ahead and save that to my computer. And then you can open that up in your downloads folder, and then you can use that in any number of social media websites if you want to create your own profile picture. So if you need something like that, or you want to create that for your class photo, for your students, or tell them how to do it, again, totally free to use all these sites, Profile Pic Maker. Now this one is called My Heritage Nostalgia, and I find this a little creepy actually. This is called kind of the uncanny valley a little bit, where you take a robot and that robot seems a little too lifelike. There's that whole theory of the uncanny valley. So it's going to take like an old photo or any photo and then add motion to it. So I find this creepy. Again, warning in advance here. So I'm going to use that same headshot and check out what it does to my headshot. Takes a few seconds to work. It animates it, and all of a sudden I took a still image, and you're going to see it's a moving image, and I find it super creepy. And there we have it. I am me, but I'm moving now. So it's weird, right? Like they're doing the smile and the eye blinking, and you can tell kind of some of the errors it makes in the image, but still pretty cool. So if you ever had something like this and you wanted to do a funny animation of an old photo or any photo, you can try this out. It's creeping me out too much, so I'm gonna get away from that. But the only bit of advice there is if it's not a photo of a face, if it's like a landscape, it won't work. So it's only going to work with photos of people. And presumably if it's someone you don't have permission of, in the world of deep fakes with images and video, you probably would want to have their permission. But you can check that out if you're at all interested. I'll just show you a few more, moving away here from image creation type websites. This one's called 10-Minute Email. And what this is it creates a 10-minute email. So it's a free temporary email, and it says, why would you want this? Maybe you want to sign up for something, but you don't want to get a lot of spam to your email. This is one way to do that. So you can sign up for this, and basically that is your email right there. You could copy that, and then you can use that to sign up for something or to use an email that's only going to last for 10 minutes. So that one is super easy and maybe useful if you have a use that calls for a temporary email. This is one that relates to data breaches. And so this is useful if your email or your phone maybe has been breached in some way. And so I could type in lucas@ltcc.edu, and I'll click on this, and let's see here, breaches that have been related, spam list, there are quite a few here, right? So I guess you could select all these, and if it's one of these that relates to a password that maybe you need to change, that could remind you to go on to that particular website or social media site and immediately change that password. So that one might be useful for you. You can also put in your phone, so type in your cell phone number or home phone, and you can see if there's been a breach involved in your one of your phone numbers. So let's see here. This one could be kind of useful. You could take a document or two documents and see what differences are in the two documents. So I don't have a Word document loaded up, but I'll just type in some original text here. And then let me go ahead and paste that into the other one. And so in this one, it should find the difference being that there's a 4 in the second set of text, find the difference. And indeed, it highlighted there, one removal. Okay, so the idea behind this might be you're working on a paper or you're working on a lecture for a class, and this has happened to me. I have two versions of a Word document or a PowerPoint. All I have to do is select the text from, let's say, those two documents, paste them left and right, click Find Difference, and it'll immediately tell me the difference between those two versions. So that could be really useful if you've forgotten about versions and you maybe misdated them or misnamed them or whatever. So I find that one to be particularly useful. You can often do this in Word and other documents as well. It will allow you to check for differences. This is another one here, copy paste character. So I'll go ahead and select that one. Again, I'll have these all for you. So this would be something if you wanted to insert a particular character, let's say on your phone or even on a site where it doesn't allow you to cut and paste an image like one of these emojis, you would just click on that and you'll just select that particular character string, and then that will allow you to paste it into whatever program or into your phone if you're using a phone. If it doesn't allow you to cut and paste a picture, or if you don't have that particular picture or emoji, this is a quick way to recall that, to put that up in a website and so forth. So let's go ahead and try this out inside of Canvas. This could be a useful place. So let's say I want to have the check mark. Again, I'll just click on the check mark, and I'm going to just use my Command C on my keyboard, copy that. I could use my mouse as well to do the same thing. And then let's go inside a Canvas page. And let me just show you here, because you might be thinking you could just do this within the normal text view inside of your rich content editor in Canvas. You actually can't, but let's test it out. So I'm going to paste that. That's that character for the check mark. I'll hit save, and look what happens. It literally posts in that code. So that's not what I want. So instead, what I want to do is go into Canvas, hit edit again on the rich content editor, and instead of cutting and pasting inside here, I'm just going to switch over to the HTML window. Once I do that, I can put that wherever I want it to be, hit save, and now check out what happens. It converts that string into the character that I want, which is a check mark. So again, that could be super handy if you're trying to work inside a website or on your phone and you don't have an ability to cut and paste a graphic emoji. This allows you to go to that website, to copy any number of these strings and then put that inside of whatever program, the Canvas Rich Content Editor, and take advantage of that free functionality here on the website. So again, these are a series of websites I thought would be useful for you. If you like this stuff, drop me a line. I'd be happy to find some additional ones. If you ever discover some great websites that you think would be really useful for any of our faculty or other staff on campus, send these to me and I'd be happy to include these in a future video. So thanks for listening, and I'll be back with future teaching and learning videos.